Management by missions is a new management system that is basically designed to create an organization centered in its mission. Most companies are suffering from management by objectives. For example, that they always say we are working in silos, departments don't talk to each other, we have communication problems. Well, the problems are not communication, really. The problem is that the management system that they have is not very good to create really integrated teams. Management by missions is designed to create integrated organizations around the mission. For that, we first really need to define mission properly, which is already the first step that sometimes companies don't know how to do. They define mission or vision indistinctively, and for example, they say our mission is to be the #1 in this market. Well, this is not a mission with M, this is a vision with V. The mission would be, why do you want to be the #1 in the market? Once you define properly the mission, then you have to deploy this mission throughout the organization. We do this by what we call shared missions. Smaller missions in different departments and teams that are designed to contribute to the bigger mission in an organized way. Then we develop the objectives. Besides these objectives of the shared mission, we also have the interdependencies, which is we ask basically each department what do they need from the other departments to excel in their mission. And from these interdependencies, we also get some objectives. Finally, we evaluate these objectives and depending on the objectives, so for example, the interdependencies are evaluated by the departments that receive that service. A company that we're using in this book as an example, I think is a good example about implementation of management by missions, is Sony Spain. They felt that the organization was needed to be revamped and change a little bit the culture for the new times, and they thought that that could be accomplished by management by missions. So they had a mission structured in 3 P's: product, productivity, and people. And they had been working a little bit before on these 3 P's without much result, which is what happens usually with traditional methods of mission. So they wanted more, and so after the implementation of management by missions in the last years, the results are spectacular. And they obviously, in terms of profits too, but in many other dimensions that now they have become best practices in Europe, and they have been awarded several times by Japan. In order to manage this system, management by missions, you really need a different kind of pilot. My image is that we have changed the car to Formula One. Now you need a pilot, a real pilot, not just a common driver. The common driver would be the traditional leadership we have been listening, hearing in the last 30 years that receives different names, such as transformational leadership, visionary leadership, charismatic leadership. We really need a pilot that is able to create leadership at all levels. We call this transcendental leadership, which means that the leadership transcends throughout the organization and creates leaders at the different levels, because at different levels we have missions. shared missions, not independent missions, but shared, but still missions. And at each level, we really need a leader there. And very specifically, what we do is to work on 3 processes of these leaders. These processes are creating commitment, creating cooperation, and creating change. So we train our managers to be good in these 3 processes so that they can create this atmosphere of integrated high-performance team in each level of the organization.